Hi everyone, and welcome! Easter is almost here, and what better way to celebrate than with some fun and festive crafts. In today's video, I'll be showing you simple and creative DIY ideas to bring some springtime joy into your home. Hi, my name is Katie from Lady Red Crafting. Let's get started and make this Easter extra special. Let's transform this Dollar Tree sign into a beautiful wreath. I'm going to go ahead and start out by deconstructing this piece. And for this wreath, I'm only going to be using the bunny. We'll save those spring letters for a later craft. Now, I really like the 3D effect that this sign had for the bunny holding the carrot. So I am going to remove those pieces, and we're going to save those and reattach those a little bit later. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the little flower in the bunny's ear. And this flower was actually made out of metal. I won't be reusing it in this piece, but I am going to be saving it for a future piece. Next, I'm going to remove the paper from the carrot portion of this bunny. You don't need to remove the bunny portion, just the carrot. So I wanted to try using some spackle on this piece. So I'm taking this spackle and I'm going to go ahead and cover where the bunny is with the spackle. I'm just going to keep it white, but if you wanted to make this another color, you could take that spackle and mix it in a bowl with any color of paint that you like. And I'm just going to spread this really generously all over the bunny and then on the paws of the bunny. Next, we go ahead and let this dry overnight. And the next day, I grabbed out this shelf liner and I'm going to use a small piece of it on our craft. And I really like the texture of it. So I'm just going to cut out a piece in the shape of my carrot. And then once we get that cut out, I grab my Mod Podge. And all I'm going to do here is just spread that Mod Podge all over my carrot piece. And then I'll go ahead and I'm going to lay that piece of shelf liner over the top. Next, I'm going to grab a piece of cling wrap and I'm just going to kind of press that down into the Mod Podge so it's nice and smooth. And once that Mod Podge has dried, I grab my Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin. We're going to do a nice coat of paint over the top of the carrot. Next, we're going to take our English Ivy green and paint the carrot top. And now I want to add a few little highlights to my carrot, so I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle and in the color Plaster. And I'm just going to paint a few little lines on the carrots just to kind of look like the little ridges. And I did make my lines a little bit thicker than I would like, so I grabbed my pumpkin color paint back out and I went over them lightly just to blend everything in. Next, I wanted to get the rim around the bunny, so I'm going to go ahead and paint that with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And I have it on this piece of cardboard here, so it makes it really easy to paint around the outside edges without making a big mess. And now that all of our painting is done, let's go ahead and put everything together. I decided to pull a few stems off my boxwood pick that I got from Walmart. I'm going to trim this up. Once I get that trimmed up, I am going to take some hot glue and we're going to place that hot glue on the greenery portion of our carrot. And then we're going to add this boxwood. Now, I used to work in a bakery, so I have very little filling left in my tips of my fingers. So I don't really get affected by the hot glue that much. But if you are affected by that, please put on those little finger protectors. The hot glue can really hurt your skin. Next, we're going to hot glue the little paws right back onto the carrot. Now, I have these little flat beads left over from a previous project, and I'm going to reuse them for this project. Next, I grabbed a roll of this peaches and cream twine that I got from Walmart. And I'm just going to cut a few pieces off, 3 of them to be exact, to make the whiskers for this bunny. Now using some hot glue, I will put a little nose on our bunny and then quickly lay down my pieces of twine to make the little whiskers. Now let's go ahead and add a little bit more hot glue to our nose and secure our flat bead right on top. Next, we're just going to hot glue our eyes onto our bunny. And now that our bunny face is complete, I'm going to grab this ribbon, and I did get this ribbon on Amazon. I really like the flowy look of this. I'm just going to tie that around our little carrot and make a nice little bow. And off camera, I went ahead and I wrapped one of the Dollar Tree wreath forms with some ribbon. And the ribbon I got at Dollar Tree as well, and I just hot glued that into place. Now I'm going to go ahead and hot glue our little bunny onto our wreath. And now that our bunny is secure, our wreath is ready to hang. And I just love how this turns out. The spackle and the shelf liner give it such a unique texture. I just really love this different look that you can give a Dollar Tree item and make it look like a high-end piece. Drop a comment below if you've ever used spackle or a shelf liner in your crafts. I'd love to hear what you've created with them. So I walked by this basket in the Dollar Tree a few different times, and I finally just picked it up and said, no, I am going to make this over. I think this would be a really cute piece, something that you could make over and fill with different things for different seasons. So for this season, I'm going to fill it with some carrots, but they are going to be removable, so that way I can fill it with different items later on. I was thinking that maybe I could fill it with lemons or with strawberries or something different for different seasons, so that I have a piece that I could put on a tiered tray or on a shelf that could kind of be an all-year piece, but could be customizable to the different seasons. So to start out, I'm just going to remove everything from the frame of this basket. So now we're going to grab some Dollar Tree rope, and we're going to take that rope and wrap it around our basket. And I'll use a little bit of hot glue to make sure that everything stays into place. I found that it was easier for me to start from the bottom of the basket and work my way up to the top and then do the handle. And while we have a moment, I want to tell you all about this playlist I'm a part of this month, a Spring and Easter Can't Sleep Creation Collaboration. Wow, that is a tongue twister. This playlist is hosted by Shabby and Bling, Up All Night DIYs, and Jody at Southern Seasons. I've put a link for these wonderful hosts down in my description box below, and a link to this great playlist. Please check them out, give them some love, and let them know I sent you. Thank you so much for watching, and back to our video. So as you can see, once I get up to the top of this basket, I do run out of rope from that first roll of rope. So I do have to cut off that little piece of plastic there because I don't want that to show on the outside of my basket. And I'm just going to hot glue that back into place, and then I'll just match up the remaining piece of rope to that piece. And I'll keep this on the back side of my basket, but you actually really don't see this because we're going to put a rim around the basket, so this will not be a big deal if you left that plastic piece on. And now we just continue wrapping the rope around the handle of the basket until everything is wrapped. And once you have your final piece of rope in place, we can just glue that and cut any excess rope off. And now the fun part. This is completely optional, but I like to take a lighter and burn off any of those extra fuzzy pieces on the rope just to make it a little bit more polished. Now for the rim of my basket, I am going to take a piece of scrap fabric here, and I am just going to trim about a 2.5-inch strip. It doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, I am not making perfect lines here at all. And I'm using my hot glue, and I'm going to take and fold this into thirds so that you can't see any of the edges. And I'm just going to go ahead and tack this down really lightly with the hot glue. And once we have our fabric rim all glued together, I'm going to set that aside for a moment and we'll go back to that basket. When you look inside the basket, there's these little spikes in there that were used to hold those eggs that were in there originally. So I'm just going to come in with some sharp scissors and just trim those out because we don't need those in our basket. Now I'll grab that piece of fabric again and I'll do a quick fit check to make sure it's going to fit around my basket like I would like. And using my Elaine's fabric tacky glue, I'm going to go ahead and attach the fabric around the basket. And I'm doing it with the fabric glue instead of the hot glue because of the type of fabric I'm using, because it has those little holes in there and it's a thinner fabric. And I felt like if I used the hot glue gun, I was going to get a lot of bumps. And I didn't want that. I wanted it to look as natural as possible, which is why I did this extra step by using a glue that takes a little longer to seal. I'm going to keep those in place by using my little pink clips that I got at the Dollar Tree. I only had to have this clip for about an hour, and then I was able to take those clips off and move on to my next step. But this is just an extra step. If you're using a thicker fabric, hot glue would work just fine. And now once your fabric glue has dried, I'm going to go ahead and remove our clips. And we could just leave the basket the way it is, but we are going to add those carrots that I talked about earlier. And to do that, I grabbed these carrot package that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I love the look of the twine wrapped carrots, but I really don't like the way that they do their carrot tops. And I've seen a lot of other creators do this, and I've done this as well, where you remove the carrot tops and you add something else. So for this one, I am going to be removing those carrot tops, and I'll be adding some boxwood. And I'm just going to insert that boxwood in with a little bit of hot glue so it stays into place. And since I'm definitely a bow person, I went ahead and made a twine bow for each of my carrots, and I'll just hot glue that right underneath the carrot top. And once I added my carrots into the basket, I thought it looked great, but I also thought it needed a little bit more. So I went back to my stash and I found a little flower here, and I'm just going to hot glue that to the front of my basket. And I think that's just the perfect finishing touch. It's a neutral add, so I can still change out whatever is inside my basket. And I just love how this turns out. Let me know in the comments below what you would put inside this basket. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what's stopping you? Hit that like or subscribe button below. It's free and it helps my channel grow. Thank you. The Dollar Tree always has some fun new things in the spring, and this is one of them, one of these beautiful wood trays. So let's jump right in with this beautiful stencil that I have from Amazon, and I got this in like a 9-pack. These are really small stencils. And I wanted to use the words grown locally. So I'm going to center that along the bottom of this tray. And then I'm taking some painter's tape and I'm just going to cover up the carrots because I don't want to accidentally paint those carrots onto the tray. Now the chalk paste I'm going to be using is redesigned chalk paste and the color is vintage lace. I'm just going to squeegee that over the top of our stencil. And then once that is all done, we'll go ahead and remove the stencil, which is the best part. And now let's just set that aside to dry. While that is drying, I grabbed one of these carrot cutouts and a napkin. And I'm going to take some Mod Podge here, and this Mod Podge is matte finish, and we're just going to brush the Mod Podge over the top of our carrot. And once I have a nice layer of Mod Podge, I'm just going to set this aside to dry. Now going back to our napkin, I found this napkin at Home Goods in the fall, and I really loved just that print on it, and it reminded me of carrots. So I am going to go ahead and prep this napkin. And to do that, I'm just taking a little piece of painter's tape, and I am going to remove the back 2 layers of the napkin. And since we're using a smaller carrot here, I don't need this whole napkin, so I'm just going to trim the napkin a little bit to make it a little easier to work with. Now I just go ahead and I lay that napkin over the top of our carrot, and then I'm taking a piece of parchment paper. We'll lay that right over the top of the napkin, and using a hot iron, I'm just going to iron that napkin right onto where we painted that Mod Podge. Next, I grab my zip sander, and I'm going to sand in a downward motion to remove any of that excess napkin. Now we'll grab our Mod Podge again, and I'm going to paint a coat over the top of the napkin to seal everything in. Now I wanted to add some greenery to this, and so I grabbed one of my picks, and I believe this is a berry pick that I got from Walmart, and I'm just going to take some of the green leaves off of it. And next I grab my Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm going to just stain the top of my carrot. But because I got a little of that Mod Podge on there, you can see that that stain did not want to take where the Mod Podge was. So I decided to grab some green paint instead, and I went ahead and I just painted over the top of that, just in case anything wanted to show through when I put those greenery pieces on. Now to attach these greenery pieces onto my carrot, I did have to trim them pretty close to the leaves because I didn't want any extra stem there. And then what I ended up doing was adding the hot glue to the wood piece, the carrot top, and then I'm just going to set those pieces of greenery right on top of that hot glue. Now doing it this way is great, except for you need to make sure you go really quick because that hot glue dries quickly on that cold surface. So I was going as quick as I could to make sure everything stuck into place. And for our final addition, I'm just going to add a quick twine bow to the top of our carrot. Going back to our wood tray, I needed to find a way to hang this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, and I'm just going to hand screw in a little sawtooth hook. And now that we have a way to hang our piece, I'm going to flip this back over, and we're going to add our carrot to our tray. And I'm just going to use my Titebond glue with a little bit of hot glue to attach. And now our beautifully locally grown carrot is ready to display. I just love how this turns out. It has such a nice, fun farmhouse feel, but can transition from Easter into the whole entire summer for decor. And for those gardeners out there, this is a great decor piece as well. Carrots are one of my favorite things to grow in my garden. Do you guys grow carrots in your garden? Let me know by dropping a carrot down below. And there you have it, 3 beautiful Easter decor pieces that you can add to your spring collection. I hope you enjoyed these crafts today as much as I did, and if you're looking for more fun and creative craft ideas, be sure to check out this next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, craft more, stress less.